Game 1 is William and Mary at Georgia Southern. This line currently you can find plus 1.5 on both teams. So shop around. This one is taking place in Rock Hill, South Carolina, on Winthrop's campus here. Mac, where are you going to go in this one?
I will lock up the first game. I will lock up William and Mary. They are 0-2 in this event. Georgia Southern 2-0. I think you get a little bit of a desperate spot here. And this line's a little fishy. Like I said, the 0-2 team versus the 2-0 team. And it's basically a pick. I think William and Mary's not bad. They've lost close games. Give me Bill and Mary, and I will lock the first game on the slate.
I'm going to take Georgia Southern. I don't feel a whole lot of conviction one way or the other here. But any lock music that you're going to play for yourself tonight through the
here we go. Let's go. Bill and Mary. Moneyline Matt.
There we go. Next game on the slate. This is the thumbnail game of the day, as my tally site does this to me every once in a while. It freezes and you can't move. But
I'm going off VSiN.
Okay.
Like VSiN, at least I know is not going to glitch on me. And I mean, everybody knows shop around for the best number.
All right, New Mexico at St. John's. What number are you getting this at as I'll pull up VSiN?
This is sitting at a flat 10. What do you think? I think I want to lock New Mexico.
Yeah, that's right on the cocktail napkins number 2.
I don't think old man Patino is going to blow out young Patino.
Neither do I, and I think I don't know what's going on with St. John's right now. They have played close games against Quinnipiac and Wagner. They dressed it up late, but Kadari Richmond's coming off the bench in both of those games with not the greatest performances. So he only had 3 points against Quinnipiac and then 2 points against Wagner. I don't know if he's hurt or what's going on there, but I'm just not as sold on St. John's early 3-0 record compared to what New Mexico's done. They already looked really, really good against UCLA. They're a little bit more battle tested than I would like St. John's to be at this point. So give me the Lobos.
I do you want to make this a double lock? I think St. John's wins by 6 or 7. It's at the Garden.
Yeah, it might be late.
It's a neutral site.
Neutral site.
It's a neutral site.
It's a home game. They're playing home game.
I don't view that Garden as a home court, like it is when they actually play in Queens. When they play in Queens, that thing gets loud.
Yeah, but it's still a home game. Where do I even in today's matchups? I assume I don't even use some.
And hey, Richard grew up in New York, man. This is a get up spot for him. Man, I hope New Mexico wins. I hope New Mexico wins this game so bad. That'd be great to see little Patino beat big Patino. I'm
not gonna lock this. I'm gonna take the Lobos, but I'm not locking this.
All right. Let's give me the Lobos. Richard Patino over Rick Patino. All right, next up.
Yeah, next game here is Canisius at Western Michigan, the final game of this little 3-team MTE. Canisius is getting 5 points at Western, and Western is 0. Both of these teams 0-1 with losses to SIUE. So, Mac, where are you going to go in this matchup?
I think Western Michigan's the side. I mean, what do you think? They have the best.
So, how are you judging Canisius so far under Jimmy Christian?
Good question. I think they're going to be better throughout the year, but it's still early.
Yeah, it is. But I think this is the most winnable game they've had.
You locking Canisius?
No, I'm not locking anything. I haven't seen anything for me to lock it, but they played Arizona Bonaventure. Mercyhurst was their first D1 win, and then SIUE. In my book, Western Michigan's been like the most winnable game they've had, and you don't want to lose. You don't want to leave Kalamazoo without a win. So I'm going to take Canisius here.
On the other side, Kalamazoo, like Western Michigan, you don't want to fucking go 0-2 in your own goddamn event. I mean, I feel like Western Michigan's the side.
I'm taking the points.
All right, there you go. Going against the Michigan schools. Who we got next?
In South Dakota, this game is being played. St. Mary's and Nebraska. The Gales are laying 3.5 points here. Cocktail Napkin has Nebraska only catching a 0.5 point. And I think I'm a little bit off on Nebraska so far. St. Mary's has looked pretty dang good so far this season. 19-point win against Akron, 14 against Chattanooga. Towson, who's looked great, wins by 7. And they have the big man in Paulius Morauskas that I really didn't account for coming into this year from Arizona. He's been a stud so far. So add him to Augustus Marshallonis and Mitchell Saxon, and St. Mary's has a power 3 once again. I'm going to lay the points with St. Mary's. Go against Cocktail Napkin here in this one.
I'm taking Nebraska. I think Nebraska's going to win the game outright. Up there at the Pentagon, I think it's 2 evenly matched teams. I think St. Mary's might be a tad better, but I think you'll get more of a Nebraska pro crowd at the Pentagon.
You might, for sure. I don't think St. Mary's is really traveling.
Yeah, I'm going to lock Nebraska. If I think they're going to win the game, I'm getting 3.5. I'll lock up the Cornhuskers. Go Big Red. I don't think St. Mary's is that good either. And they haven't played away from they're really good home court atmosphere either. So 2 evenly matched teams, in my opinion. Give me Nebraska. Go Big Red.
That's fair. My Wi-Fi is struggling a little bit here. But another fire matchup here on Sunday. Don't ask me why they're all right here at 1:00, but Clemson has their return game of a home and home to Boise State. Last year, the Tigers pantsed Boise State. They won 85-65 in Clemson, South Carolina. This year, Boise returns most of that team. They're going to remember that game. Clemson still has a couple of question marks. I think they did a great job in replacing the production that they lost from an Elite 8 team last year, but they haven't been challenged. Charleston Southern, St. Francis, Eastern Kentucky so far this season. I like Boise at home. This is a far travel spot. Weird game for Clemson to sign up and go play in Boise, but I love it. But I am going to lock up Boise State. Cocktail Napkin has them -5. You can get them -3 right now. That's going to be my first bet of the day.
I'll join you. This will be a double lock for us, Noah. Love Boise here. Veteran group. And they remember getting drove by Clemson. Clemson's not the same team from last year, and it's their first true road spot. And they got to go to Boise for a noon tip. Boise going to drill them here. Let's go.
Yeah, I like the first true road game angle as well. Usually keen to remember to bring that up, but unfortunately I forgot. But thanks for coming in and helping me out on the handicap there. So double lock on Boise State. Jacksonville State heads into Conway, South Carolina, to play the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. The Gamecocks are laying 1.5 in this one. Mac, your thoughts?
I think I'll take the Cox here. I'm not high on Coastal. But I don't think these two teams or either team's really good. So give me Jack State, no bet.
Is Veasan missing a game or two here?
You skipped over Princeton and Merrimack.
Yeah, Veasan doesn't have that on my website here.
I got it. Just we can give out Jack State Coastal.
That we also didn't have Stonehill Lindenwood, but for the record, I'm gonna take the points with Coastal Carolina. I think they win the game at home. But we skipped. I mean, I don't see Campbell Navy. I don't see Stonehill Lindenwood. I don't see Princeton Merrimack. What kind of website did you give me?
I'm looking at these from right now, and I see Princeton Merrimack 6.5 point line.
I don't see any of these games.
You got that cheap fucking shit over there. All right, so to take over here, Princeton laying 6.5 at Merrimack. This game is at Merrimack, correct?
Oh, I had to filter. I've never used this website.
Fucking blaming me over there, jackass.
I didn't know I had to do. It's not fucking up. It's not a I don't know what I'm trying to say, but Princeton Merrimack, Tigers are -6.5. Mac, what are you doing in this matchup?
Oh, dude, I think I'm gonna take Princeton's off that fucking Loyola loss. Princeton's been underwhelming, but is this the spot they get right? I think so. I'll lay with Princeton.
I'm gonna take the points with Merrimack. I think that Merrimack's looked really impressive this season, and they're at home. I mean, the two games that they've played so far, they beat Vermont at home 65-51. They lost to VCU 63-42. Yes, they did lose by 21, but they held VCU to their lowest point outcome this season so far. They put up 84, 88, and 83 in their three other games. To hold VCU to 63, I think Merrimack's defense has held up pretty solid so far this season. And Princeton's hitting the road. And I'm gonna take the points with Merrimack. The Warriors, Campbell, Navy. These two are playing, and I don't have a line here. What in the world, Mac? Do you have a line? Campbell.
Well,
Navy?
I will say no. A lot of these games don't have lines yet. Like Stonehill, Lindenwood don't have a line out, so that's why there's it's not out there. You're looking for Campbell and Navy, no line out. There's no line out yet. So that's why it's not popping up. I got action up too. So like I got multiple outlets. Chat, if you see any of these pop up, let us know. They're probably, I mean, college basketball is still a little bit behind, you think, in the bookmakers' priorities with NFL tomorrow, college football today.
NFL's been out for a week.
Yeah, but I mean that they're heavily monitoring that one the most. Like you're getting heavy volume of dollars.
It's not moving to. I don't know.
I just think that they're not like, oh my god, we got to get the Campbell Navy line out, or we got to get Stonehill Lindenwood out. Like it's not like, oh my god, we got to get this out.
So Navy is laying 3.5 against Campbell here, and I'm gonna lay the points with the midshipmen. Campbell is a interesting team, I would say the least, or just. For me, they lost at home to St. Francis, but they competed against Virginia. That was within the same week. You could say a little bit of a letdown from the Cavs game. They have 2 wins against non-D1 opponents. I'm going to take Navy at home. And Mac, what are you going to do in this one?
No, should we bet Navy? I'm going to bet Navy. Campbell beat him last year. I think Navy is noticeably a better team than Campbell this year. And they're coming off a home loss to Rider. I like the midshipmen here on Sunday. I'll lock up Navy in the Navy. Here we go. Locking up the Navy midship.
All right. And then Lindenwood, Stonehill. I'm pulling this game up too. I saw the line.
Where'd you go? Offshore?
No, I'm tally site, but it keeps freezing. It's crazy.
We pull up tally as well. I hate going off tally for that reason though, because it'll fucking glitch out on your ass.
Yeah. Stonehill is laying 1.5 against Lindenwood here.
Who put that out? What book put out that line just out of curiosity?
It looks like it's Fanatics Sportsbook. So. I mean, Shout out to them for putting out the early line.
No doubt.
I don't think this is enough against Lindenwood, Mac. This is a borderline lock. Cocktail Napkins got Stonehill -3. And Lindenwood does not look good. 8-point loss. New Orleans 14-point loss to Robert Morris in the first 2 games of this MTE. I trust Stonehill a little bit more. They beat New Orleans 80-54. Why aren't we locking this?
Well, I want to lock Lindenwood.
Oh, you're a maniac.
Stonehill just won by 30. They will never, ever, ever win by 30 ever again.
And they had a day off in Pittsburgh.
Oh, they can
go sightsee.
They were probably at the Pitt Clemson game
city
today, fucking doing shots of Fireball and whatever they're doing because they can't afford anything more expensive than that. And so I'm locking Lindenwood. Lindenwood's going to salvage the final game of the 3-game MTE.
They were probably enjoying some nice icy light.
Yeah,
a great Pittsburgh beer.
Oh, I'm all over Lindenwood. We can battle here. You want to battle?
Yeah, this is a battle. Yeah, Stonehill.
Your bet. All right, your bet. Noah Bieniek is buying the Stonehill Graveyard off the 30-point win.
And you're laying it with Lindenwood after losing to New Orleans.
They were down 20 in that game, came all the way back, and they actually looked all right against Bob.
Didn't come all the way back. They still lost by 8.
Yeah, but they showed fight. They're going to get one of these games. Stonehill ain't going 2-1 in this event.
They are if the other opponents, Lindenwood and New Orleans.
Lindenwood's going to fuck them up.
Those are 2 of the 6 worst teams in college basketball this year. Lindenwood. Next game here that we have, we're all over the place with the sites that we're using and whatnot. Have we covered all of the 1 o'clock games? Yes.
All 1 o'clock games are covered. Yes.
So Citadel, NC A&T, the Bulldogs are -3.5 against the Aggies. They're also catching 4 on DraftKings. The Aggies are, so that's where you can get the best price on that. Mac, Citadel or A&T here?
I feel like A&T is the right side here, Noah.
I do too.
I think they've played all right. I think they're better than their 1-2 record. Citadel a little bit overvalued. I'll take A&T. I'm not going to bet it though.
Yeah, the only win A&T's got is against Shaney, and they only lost by 5 against George Washington. So,
and Wake.
Yeah,
they were competitive with Wake too, right?
They were competitive with Wake. I would say that's a correct statement. Cocktail Napkin, for what it's worth, it doesn't have a fade or a buy on either of these teams, but only has A&T +1. So I'll take the Aggies here in this spot.
Shout out to 357 for $20, and he's busting your chops.
He says LeBaron oil change. Let's go.
Yeah,
he's asking if I don't work on Fridays.
That's a good one. Cheers. That's a good one.
I mean, it's just kind of how the cards have fallen. Monty, Clemson game was covered. We double locked Boise. Boise. Miami is laying 32.5 points against Coppin State. And Mac, tell me why this is not enough points.
Well, I'm not the one that keeps trying to go to that Coppin State fucking shit. That's Colby. Who's Miami? I think Miami's in that Charleston MTE though.
Yes, they play.
I'll take the points. Miami wins by 30. I'm not betting Coppin. Fuck that. Fuck that.
I'm laying it. I'm laying the points with Miami. I still think they roll. But the look ahead spot is enough to keep me off a bet here. Manhattan is at Fairleigh Dickinson tomorrow. The Jaspers are laying 3.
Oof. I think Fair Dick beats them.
Yeah, is this a wrong team favorite here?
Or is this an overreaction to Manhattan winning a home dog game, get up spot? Now they got to travel on Sunday.
I think it is. And Fairleigh Dickinson's played Miami, Creighton, and Nebraska so far this year. They've gotten steamrolled in all 3 games. We don't really know what Fair Dick's going to look like. And Manhattan just beat Fordham, who Yeah, Fordham has a win against Seton Hall, but I don't think they're very good this season.
You want to double lock this? I'm going to lock Fair Dick. I think they're going to win the game outright. Who's Manhattan to be looking points on the road now? I mean, what?
Yeah, I think this is a wrong team favored situation, wrong team favored spot. So let's lock Fair Dick.
Lock. Everybody loves Fair Dick. You like him now?
Sir.
There.
Whatever. The FDU Knights, sure. Harvard at Colorado. The Buffaloes laying 13.5 at Circa right now. And you can find a 14.5 on Harvard for what it's worth. But Harvard has been a little disappointing to me to start the year. Blowout loss on Northeastern, lose by 12 to American. They lose to Navy, but that one I can understand a little bit. Colorado has been surprisingly impressive in a way. The 20-point win against Eastern Washington, a 30-point win against Fullerton. The double overtime game in Northern Colorado is a little bit concerning, but NoCo has looked okay in other games this season so far. Mac, where are you going in this matchup?
Harvard fringe lock for me. Colorado, I'm still not buying into them laying big numbers. They got Sparty on deck.
Maui on deck.
Yeah, the Maui look ahead spot. So I kind of like Harvard in the spot to keep it within that 13.5 number. This number has come down a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna lay it with Colorado. I was relatively hopeful for Harvard this year, but I have not seen too much to make me want to back them so far. So, yeah, Cocktail Napkin, for what it's worth, has the Buffs minus 17 in this spot. But Maui look ahead, I'll stay away. Let's go to NC Central at Winthrop in this Rock Hill MTE. Winthrop just lost yesterday, so do we see a bounce back for them? They're laying 10, Mac.
10's a lot. Yeah, I'll lay it with Winthrop. Central just got a big win as well. Finally got their first win of the year. I think it's a fade. Give me Winthrop.
I like that. Yeah, I'll lay the 10 points with the Eagles as well. Chattanooga is playing SEMO, hitting the road here. They're laying 6.5 points. You can even get 7.5 on Southeast Missouri State if you shop around. Mac, what are you doing in this matchup? This one's an interesting one.
I think I may take the home dog here. I just feel like, man, Chattanooga plays every single night, and now they're still banged up to a certain degree. Now they're hitting the road again. Give me SEMO.
Yeah, I thought that
in 2 weeks,
the Morehead State game that was a big win. They beat Morehead State by 14, and now they're hitting the road after pretty quickly after the win, like you mentioned here. Yeah, I still think Chattanooga wins, but I'll take the 7.5 with the home team too. Texas Southern at Samford, 12.5 points. The Bulldogs are laying here. Cocktail Napkin only has them laying 10. Again, kind of has Samford given you, I guess, enough comfortability to lay this many points with them so far? They had an overtime win against North Alabama, 97-96. They lost to Cornell, 88-86. They haven't played any defense so far this season. I'm going to take the points with the Tigers.
I'm going to lock Texas Southern. Late. I mean, that game is late Friday night too. That game is late. Like that game didn't end till midnight. Now you got to travel back, and you're laying double digits against Texas Southern, who has historically been all right in bye games. So give me a Texas Southern as a lock. How about you, Noah?
Double lock.
All right, let's go. A little dog it up, baby.
Yes, sir.
That ain't it. Hit the wrong button. Texas Southern, baby. Swag shit.
All right. Yeah, I just I think the the buckyball carries a little bit more weight this season when they did lose quite a bit of production from last year. Lipscomb hits the road to Bowling Green, Kentucky to play Western Kentucky. The Tops are laying 3.5 in a fire mid-major matchup here. Mac, where are you going to go in this one? This is a really good game here at 3 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, this is a hell of a game. So we got Lipscomb coming off a home loss. Western Kentucky. I think Western Kentucky's a little bit too much for them. I'm going to lay the 3.5. I think they make their free throws at the end, win by 5 or 6, but I'm going to sit this one out. I'm going to enjoy watching this one. I can tell you that.
I'm going to take Lipscomb. I think that this is a team that has that 3-point shooting, variation to where, like, if they are hitting, they're able to pull away. They could win this thing. And also, if they're not, they could lose by 15. But I'm going to take the experience with the Bisons with Lipscomb. So we're going to – I think they win that game outright for what it's worth. Austin Peay heads into Knoxville, Tennessee. Tennessee laying 27.5, in some spots 28.5. Cocktail Napkin loves this thing. Has the Govs just plus 21. And Mac, where are you going to go in this matchup?
Historically, the Govs get fucked up by the Vols. It is a big number, though.
Yeah.
Do we have
Tennessee?
a look at
Tennessee plays in the Bahamas next week, Thursday. I like this.
Let's look at the Govs, man. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm going to bet the Govs here as well. 28.5.
All right.
Love it.
Yeah. Double lock on my Govs. Disrespect. And Tennessee did look. I mean, they've covered 2 in a row. They're due for a little sleepwalk spot against our Govs.
I think so. Holy Cross plays against New Hampshire tomorrow. This one looks to be
-2.
Is this one on campus? No,
well, no,
it's in Providence.
Yeah, they're in that MTE.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to double check that. Holy Cross -1.5 in this matchup against the Wildcats. New Hampshire's looked like dog shit. Mac, is this one of your? Are you going with the angle that New Hampshire's going to want to leave here with a W compared to Holy Cross leaving here 3-0?
Yeah.
I don't.
I'm going to bet against Holy Cross going 3-0. Give me New Hampshire.
I'm going to take Holy Cross.
I'll probably lock this tomorrow. This would be the one spot all year.
Why? This one smells like dog shit.
Oh, because they got to get one. They got to get one.
How is New Hampshire just +1.5 against the 76-58 loss to Brown and an 80-63 loss to Sacred Heart? They've gotten blown the fuck out against 2 teams that just don't do it for me. Dude, this thing smells like dog shit. I'm gonna dive in. I'm gonna lock up Holy Cross. Cocktail Napkins got them favored by 4.
Oh boy!
And if you do the transitive, if you do the Patty tuck job, the Patty C tuck job, Holy Cross, they get this thing done by 10 points. Lock it up. Do we have a battle?
Battle. New Hampshire winning this game. This is the fucking Courtney Love. Makes no sense. 3rd game of the MTE in 4 days. I'm on New Hampshire. You're on Holy Cross. Good luck laying points to Holy Cross.
Good luck taking 1.5 with New Hampshire. You're basically just asking them to win outright, which you've predicted that for what it's worth, but I don't see that. I don't love it. Not going to take it. I'm actually going to fade it. Now let's talk about UC Davis at Stanford. The Cardinal laying 12.5, 13.5 in some places here. Stanford looked okay to start this season, Mac. Where are you going to go in this matchup?
I would say Stanford's looked pretty damn good for expectations. They've covered every single game, which makes me want to take Cal Davis here. Looking ahead, Stanford they don't have a look ahead. I'll just take the points, no bet here.
I am also going to take the points here. This is a little bit of a buyback spot. Stanford maybe flying a little bit close to the sun. Cocktail Napkin has taken them taking a step back at some point here throughout the next week or two. Only +8 in this spot. I don't necessarily love it with Davis, but I'm going to take it the +8 here on the picks page. +13.5 for what the best price out there. I'm going to take the Aggies. Next game on our slate. This is another one that smells like shit, Mac. Montana State at Denver, and the Bobcats are only laying 3.5, 4.5 in some spots, but this one, Cocktail Napkin only has them laying 2. I don't know what's up with the water in Denver, but what are your thoughts on this matchup?
So what? Denver's coming off. They looked all right against Colorado State the other night. I think we should dive into it here. I like.
They played Colorado Christian in between. They won by 23.
I think Montana State's the right side here.
Yeah, I mean, they lost by 20 to Wichita. They lost by 12 to Wisconsin. They beat Northwest Indian, but that don't really account for the power rating. They're a little bit – what'd you say?
I said those teams are a little bit better than Denver.
Yeah, they're a little bit underrated here for what it's worth. So Cocktail Napkin seems a little bit off on the Bobs right now. I'm going to lay the points with Montana State. How about you?
I'm locking it. Montana State lock.
Denver was good at home last year. They're nowhere near last year's team. They don't have Bruner, but I don't love fading them here at home. I'm not going to lock it. You can have fun, though. I'll be rooting for you.
Let's go Bobcats. Lock it up.
All right. New Orleans is taking on Robert Morris. Romo is -9 in this matchup. Mac, do the Colonials, do they go 3-0 in their MTE?
I'll take the points. I think Robert Morris wins a single-digit game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think New Orleans is good enough to take advantage of a Robert Morris team that I don't think is very good. Cocktail Napkin has this thing at just 4.5, but the Privateers are not the team that I'm looking to take it. I'm going to lay the points with Romo. I think they clean up the competition that was just poor in their MTE. Utah and Mississippi State, they're playing in a neutral site in Mississippi. South Haven, Mississippi. This is where the Ole Miss Colorado State game was at yesterday. Utah's getting 6.5 points in some spots. Mississippi State -5.5 on FanDuel. Mac, your thoughts on this one? This is a really interesting game tomorrow.
Yeah, I think I'm going to lock the Utes. I think Utah is a little bit better than people thought coming into the year. I know it is their first road game, but I mean it's just a game in the state of Mississippi. I don't know how much the Mississippi State fans are going to travel for this game. Like, they're not a hardcore loyal fan base, in my opinion, outside Starkville. I'll take Utah. I think Utah's live in this game. Give me 6.5. I'll lock up the Utes.
I don't think either team's been challenged this season so far. And for what it's worth, Cocktail Napkin only has Utes +3. So interesting difference in this matchup, but I don't have kind of any point on either one of these two teams. They've played tomato cans up until this point this season, so I'm just going to take the points with Utah. No bet from me. I'm interested to see the outcome of this game.
Give me the Utes.
That's a game that I think might be close come the final minutes. Maybe Utah fouls themselves out of a cover, but I think Mississippi State wins that thing. And I think you're underestimating the fan base of Hail State.
There won't be anybody at that game. Watch.
I think the crowd helps them win the game. The third and final game, speaking of crowds might be able to aiding their team to a victory, Liberty's playing on back-to-back days after just an overtime game against Florida Atlantic. Charleston played a double overtime game against Florida Atlantic on Friday. They're back here on Sunday for game 2 of this 3-game MTE. They're taking on the Flamin' Libs of Liberty. Laying 2.5 on FanDuel. Circa has Liberty +4. Those are the two best prices you can find right now. Mac, very, very fun game here. 4 o'clock Eastern. Where are you going to go?
I'll go Liberty. I think it's going to be a one-possession game again. So give me the points when in doubt. I'm not going to bet this one this time.
I'm also going to take Liberty. This one, I don't love betting on a team that's playing on a back-to-back when another team is not. But we just saw it yesterday. Technically, I think Liberty covered it. So 2.5 is short. But I'll take the...
If I could get like 4.5 with Liberty, I'd bet Liberty.
You can get 4.
Possession game like the other games.
Yeah, you can get 4. Circa's got 4. That's the best price out there.
I think I might bet Liberty then at 4.
I'm not going to bet this one, but this is going to be a great game, just like the other ones. It sucks that it's like right there at the wrap up of the 1 o'clock NFL games and the beginning of the 4 o'clock games. This is going to be on YouTube for anybody looking to watch it that hasn't watched any of the first 2 games here. I think Charleston gets it done. The home crowd, I think, is a factor that we've got to take into account. That place was lit for the FAU game. I'm going to lay the 2.5 with Charleston here. UCSB is laying 6 at San Jose State.
Good
Mac.
Lord, San Jose.
Tim Miles and the Spartans have not had the best start to the season this year.
You think? Who's more disappointing, San Jose or San Diego? Lavin or Miles?
San Diego.
I think you're right. I think I like San Jose here. I mean, 6.5 point dog against Santa Barbara.
Santa Barbara doesn't play any defense either. So, like, that could help.
I mean, goddamn. I mean, come on, Miles. You got to pop up here. Yeah, give me San Jose.
I am going to go with San Jose, too. I just think the Gauchos will let them hang around long enough in this one. They haven't really the Fresno State game, I think that's very, very similar competition to San Jose State. They let the Bulldogs hang around too long in that one. So, and that was a home game for the UCSB. So I'll take the points with the Spartans as well. Troy heads into Eugene, Oregon. Mac, I'm going to let you go. I think I know what you're going to do here, and it might be bold. Troy at Oregon. Oregon's laying 11.5. You can find 13.5 on Troy at FanDuel right now.
My only concern is did Oregon escape their scared the other night, you know? I'm going to take Troy. It's a far trip. Give me Troy. I'm going to stay away from a lock here.
Ooh. A little bit of a road trip for Troy. They played at New Orleans. They played at Arkansas. And now they're in Oregon.
Yep.
Does it help that they were already on the road halfway there? Halfway-ish?
Well, I mean, they were in the state of I don't know. It's just been a lot of travel. That's why I'm a little reluctant to just be like,
yeah.
If this had been opening night, I would have bet Troy.
Okay. To your point, like Oregon just had an overtime wake-up call, possibly.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a really fun matchup of styles. Troy's defense has been solid so far this season. I think they're going to be solid for the year. And Oregon's got a pretty good offense. The defense has been a little suspect so far this season. Honestly, just kind of all around Oregon so far, a little suspect, but the offense has definitely been a little bit better. I think Troy covers the 13.5. I think that's a lot of points. I'm going to take the 13.5. Sam Houston at Lamar. I'm going to lock Sam Houston. They're laying 6 here. Lamar has been a fade for me the entire year on the cocktail napkin. It has Sam Houston -9 here. They're coming off of the shellacking that they just received the other night from Baylor. I think this is a big-time bounce back for Sam Houston, Mac.
I'll join you here. I know it's a square-ass play just because Sam Houston's much better. But I think this chalk wins here. Give me let's go Sam Houston. Double lock. There we go. That's a double lock. I'm with you. They're just significantly better. Oh my God. I think the undefeated season of BYU's finally ending.
Really?
Yeah. I think the Jayhawks are gonna get them. I bet the Jayhawks +3.
Oh, you're on it?
I mean, dude, at some point it's like BYU football. You can't just win every fucking game by the skim of your teeth. They still control their destiny for the playoff, though.
Sacred Heart is +9 in some areas. Circa has them +9. Brown laying 7.5. This is more around 8.5 in most places. But the Brown Bears are laying up to 9 points against Sacred Heart. I don't know, what's validated Brown to be laying this many points against the Pios. I'm going to take the Pios in this matchup, Mac.
I'm going to lay with Brown. I think it's telling. They just laid an egg today. I think they bounce back here. Give me Brown.
All right. I'm taking the +9 with Sacred Heart there. Cal Poly in Chennai, Washington, to take on Eastern Washington. The Eagles are laying 5.5 in some spots. Cal Poly +6.5. Mac, very fun game here out west at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. local time. Your thoughts? Where are you going to go in this one?
Yeah, so Pauly won the upset game the other night against Seattle. Now they're hitting the road. E-Dubs look good.
Both of them have looked pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, E-Dub beat Seattle at home, and then they went to Missouri, and they were in that game the entire way. I think I'm going to take Cal Poly. No bet for me here on this game.
Yeah, both of these teams have beaten Seattle. And Poly's actually looked better against their power conference foes than Eastern Washington. And Eastern Washington, in my opinion, have played the lesser of the two. So I'm actually going to go with the Mustangs here. And it's not their first road game. They played at San Fran, at Cal. So they kept both of those close. I think they do the same here. They might even win it. So I'm going to go with the Mustangs +6.5 in this game. Baylor is laying 28.5. If you're looking for the side on Tarleton, you can find them at +30. But FanDuel, 28.5 on Baylor. The cocktail napkin has Baylor as a bye because they got blown out by Gonzaga opening night, and I assume that probably tanked some of the metrics. But even as a bye, this puts it right at 28. So I don't love it, but Tarleton has been so bad to open up the season, Mac. What are you going to do in this game?
I will take the points. They got St. John's on deck in that tournament.
Yeah. I'm going to lay it. I'm going to lay with Baylor. I still think that they did it with Sam Houston. They put it on the Bearcats. I think they do it again with the Texans here. They might have figured something out in the Arkansas game. Who knows? But I think Tarleton just doesn't have enough firepower to stay in this game with Baylor. Is this we've got St. Thomas. That's a weird abbreviation on our sheet with no logo either on Tally site. But our Tommies travel in to Tempe to play Arizona State. The Sun Devils are laying 11.5 You can get the Tommies at 12.5 on FanDuel. Mac, what are you going to do in this one?
This is a lock. Tommy's all day, man. Dude, Arizona State has played a gauntlet. They beat Grand Canyon as a dog. They almost beat Gonzaga as a dog. They beat Santa Clara as a dog. Now they're coming back home laying double digits. The Tommies are a lock tomorrow. Let's go.
They're brutal.
They're live in this game. This is a brutal team to play after that stretch.
I don't know. This is a brutal travel spot for Thomas. Like I understand everything that you're saying, but they just played a home game Friday. 1 day of travel to get down into the southwest portion of the country. Arizona State. What?
It's a night game though, not an afternoon game.
Yeah, and I think it's a game that they'll get up for. But it's enough to keep me off of betting them. I think that's brutal. Going from the most northern part of the country down to the southwest is tough in one night. So I'm going to take the points, but I am not betting this. You playing your music?
Yeah, I know. I was trying to pull it up.
I was wondering if you were contemplating the lock or
where we got there.
Trying to find the music.
Tommyville.
Cal visits SoCal, Southern California, USC. The Trojans are laying 9.5 points. Cocktail Napkin only has this a 5-point game. USC did get Terrence Williams back from injury the other night, but they do not look sharp so far this season, in my opinion, for the Trojans. Mac, what's your angle in this game?
I'm locking Cal. I'm not. USC has been playing with fire a couple of these early games. I don't think that they're going to blow out Cal. I think we're getting an inflated line just because of Muss and the USC brand. Give me Cal.
I'll add that Cal got their shit kicked in at Vanderbilt.
And Madsen should be back. Madsen should be back.
Yeah, they got their shit kicked in without their head coach. Had a baby, so was on paternity leave. But the guys just enjoyed a nice trip to Nashville. But I think this is a bounce back game, and they get a win for the baby bump. That's a thing in professional sports. It's got to be a thing for a head coach having a kid too. So let's lock up Cal. 10.5 points you're getting on Cal. Double lock.
Cal, Grizzly Golden Bears. Lock it up.
Yes, sir. Weber State is taking they have a hard ticket to Hawaii here. The Wildcats +5. You can also find the Bows at -4.5 on FanDuel. Mac, what are you going to do with Weber State and the Rainbow Warriors?
I'll go right back to it. I'll lock up Weber.
What were you laughing about?
No, I mean, I was just laughing that I'm going back to it. Weber going out to Hawaii, desperate spot here, back-to-back disappointing losses. I don't think Hawaii's as good as their 3-0 record. Give me Weber outright on the island. Let's go.
I'm going to take the Bows. They're my boys. They've been they haven't proved me wrong so far this season. So I'm going to lay the points with Hawaii here. Go ahead and play your music.
Let's go. I just need Weber to make some layup, unlike fucking Pacific, and we win.
All right.
Let's go, Weber.
Final game on the slate. Final game of the week. It's taking place in Seattle, Washington. UMass Lowell got their shit kicked in at
That's
Gonzaga.
a nice way of putting it.
Murdered. Sure. They got murdered in Spokane. Now they head over to Seattle in a game they should be a little bit more competitive in. They're playing Washington. Washington, the Huskies, are laying 9.5 on FanDuel. You can get Lowell up to +11. Mac, we've used this in other areas as well for road trips. You usually get pushed around in the first game, and in the second game you're looking to get one before you leave, or at least have a really competitive game. And I think Lowell could find themselves in a close one against Washington, who's kind of struggled with everybody so far this season. What are you going to do in this matchup?
I'm locking up Lowell. I think they're live in this game. Washington struggled with Seattle Pacific whatever university the other night. They've looked like shit. And who are they to be like double digits? Give me UMass Lowell. Pride game here off getting absolutely killed by Gonzaga. Newsflash, Gonzaga is not Gonzaga is a little bit ahead of Washington. Yeah. I think Lowell might win this game outright.
I think
points.
They need this game to be a low scoring game. Lowell's not what's the word I'm looking for? They're not prepared, or they're not equipped. They're not equipped to win a high scoring matchup. But Washington really hasn't threatened to score too many points so far this season. 79 against Davis, 53 against Nevada, 77 against Seattle Pacific. Yeah, I'll lock up the 11 with you on UMass Lowell here. Cocktail Napkins only got it at 9. So yeah, let's ride. Let's take the
double lock on the
Riverhawks.
Final game in the evening. And shout out to college basketball for the 10 o'clock game.
Yeah, we'll be doing a pick show during this one probably.
No doubt.
Tomorrow night. Tune in to the college basketball experience. Mac, your favorite picks for tomorrow's slate. Let's recap it all.
Let's go heavy dogs tomorrow. Let's go the Lobos of New Mexico taking on St. John's in the Patino Bowl. It's going to be a single-digit game. I'll take the 10. And then I will go with my Tommies and Cal. Those are my 3.
Yeah, I believe Mac called my favorite play of the day square play, but it is my favorite play of the day. Sam Houston, -6 at Lamar. Lock it up, lay it. Favorite play. I think that one cashes by double digits. Play number 2. I like the Cal angle. Let's take the 10.5 with the Golden Bears against USC. And I'm also going to lay the 3 with the Boise State Broncos in a revenge angle against Clemson, who cleaned their plate last year with Boise State in Clemson, South Carolina. Return game in Boise, Idaho. A little bit of a culture shock for all those guys from Clemson, I think. And, I'll take the Broncos -3. That's going to wrap up today's show. You can follow the show on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. You can follow my partner here, Ryan McIntyre, on Twitter at moneyline_Mac. You can follow myself at NoahB77_. Mac, anything that you want to add before we close this thing out?
No, we'll be back tomorrow. Top 25 show and the pick show. So we're back. It's a good slate, and then we're heading into feast week, or it's kind of the next week's pre-feast week, and then we get into real feast week the next week.
Yeah. I might be doing a Monday morning market watch. We might be introducing that kind of cocktail napkin idea, but kind of monitoring the power ratings in the sports betting market. It's an idea. We'll see how I'm feeling come Sunday night or Monday. But yeah, follow Colby on Twitter as well, and they're going to be going live here shortly if they're not already live.
Any minute now.
Yeah. So just jump right over there. Same channel here on YouTube, College Experience -SGPN. But it's the College Football Experience on podcast platforms. Check them out. Check out Colby on Twitter, Colby at the Colby D. So yeah, check out the College Football Experience, the FCS College Football Experience. This has been the College Basketball Experience. We've also got the College Baseball Experience, the Big 12 College Experience, and there's plenty more from SGPN that you might like. The Sports Gambling Podcast talks NFL every single day, but we also got NBA, NHL, NASCAR gambling podcasts, golf gambling podcasts. There's something for everybody at the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, and we highly encourage you to go in there, check it out. We appreciate all the people that have been watching live with us today. We had over 400 of you guys across all platforms. Sorry, I couldn't really keep up with the chat as much today, but we'll always incorporate you guys whenever we can. This has been the College Basketball Experience. You better start thinking about yours, and we out of here.
Football just went live. Everybody get on over there.